Hey there guys, what is going on? Today we are back with another top 10 best class setups in Cold War video. Now this is before the Season 4 mid-season update, and there's a lot of very cool weapons in the game right now. Some of you may have seen these classes before, and we do have some new ones on this list, especially some of the weapons from the Season 4 Battle Pass, not including the C58, because that thing is really bad. Just while we do get into the top 10 best class setups in Cold War Season 4, before the mid-season update, make sure you do hit that subscribe button with those notifications turned on. I do massively appreciate it, and it really does help me out. We did actually hit 5,000 subscribers recently, which is super exciting, so I guess 6,000 is the next milestone. If we could hit that, that'd be absolutely insane. So let's talk about the top 10 best class setups in Cold War before the mid-season update, in my opinion here. Alrighty, so starting us off here, as we do most of the time in these videos, the AK47 is one of the absolute best guns in the game. Of course, you get that 300 millisecond time to kill out to about 70 meters or so with this class setup, and that's absolutely fantastic. That is one of the best weapons in the game. Really easy to control recoil, decent aim down sight speed. As we usually do with our classes, we are going to start off with the secondary here and move forward, but you can pretty much take whatever you do prefer. We do like the M63, of course, with these attachments, with the sound suppressor for the muzzle flash concealment, the barrel, the reinforced heavy to give us range and bullet velocity, the body to give us that hipfire accuracy increase of 30%, which is super nice, the magazine, the largest one with 25 bullets per mag, and then of course the dual wield stock does give us two very powerful pistols here as our close range option for most of these class setups. Of course the tactical is the stim shot on most of these class setups as well. Being able to continue our gun streak after taking a little bit of damage is really strong. The Semtex is my preferred option of choice in the lethal slot, but again, you can take a C4, whatever you want. In the field upgrade, we do really like the field microphone at the moment, and depending on the map, this can actually control the entire map. So keep this in mind, field microphone super strong. The wildcard here with this class setup is of course perk greed, because we only need 5 attachments on the AK47 to make it super powerful. So perk greed, we have 6 perks, and that is Flak Jacket, Forward Intel, Tracker, Scavenger, Ninja, and Ghost here. So the AK-47's attachments, we have featured this class setup many times previously, but this thing is absolutely one of the best guns in the game. So starting us off here, we do have the suppressor, and I know some people don't like running suppressed weapons, but basically these just keep you alive a little bit longer. This class setup in particular does lose a little bit of effective damage range and that bullet velocity, but when we do take a look at these numbers from the VDV reinforced barrel, which is our barrel choice, we do get, of course, 71 meters of damage range with a 300 millisecond time to kill and 877 meters per second of bullet velocity. This is very powerful for hit detection. Then we move to the underbarrel. We do have the Spetsnaz speed grip here for a 5% increase to our sprinting movement speed and a 15% increase to our horizontal recoil control. This really does help keep us on target and allow us to move around the map more quickly when we are sprinting. Then the handle, the Serpent Wrap does give us that 25% increase to our aim down sight speed. Really nice boost here to get those sights up nice and quickly. You can of course take the GRU Elastic Wrap here for a little bit more aim down sight speed, but this does make you worse up close as this does decrease your shooting movement speed. And then the last attachment we do have is the KGB Skeletal Stock for the 30% increase to our sprint to fire speed as well as 40% aim walking movement speed. But if you do feel like you need more ammunition on this class, you can drop the KGB Skeletal Stock and we can take a larger magazine, whether that's a 40 round, 50 round, VDV 50 round fast mag, up to you here. The next gun that we do have here is of course the Fara 83, and this does share very similar characteristics to the AK47, and this makes it also one of the best assault rifles in the game. We do get that 300 millisecond time to kill out to about 60-65 meters, which is very similar to the AK. Again, the secondary that you do choose is whatever you do prefer. We usually just go with a very powerful close range option like an AM63 or a Diamati or a shotgun. Then again, the stim shot in the tactical slot to keep us going in gunfights with that extra health. Then the Semtex in the lethal slot, you can take a C4 or frag, whatever you want. Then the field upgrade, we do really like the field microphone as we said, but a jammer, assault pack, trophy system, these are all good options. Then in the wildcard slot, we do have gunfighter here because I feel like the Fara does play a little bit better with those 8 attachments. So gunfighter is always good, and our gunfighter perks are going to be Flak Jacket, Scavenger, and Ninja here. So the attachments on the Fara 83 do allow us to get, as I said, that 300 millisecond time to kill out to about 60-ish meters or so, which is really nice for this particular class setup. We do get a very clear sight picture starting off with that Microflex LED. Some people don't take an optic on this thing because they do actually like the iron sights. That's not my personal preference, but again, that is up to you. In the muzzle slot, we do go with that Spetsnaz compensator as well for the recoil control increase of 12%. Can also take a suppressor on this thing, just does reduce our numbers to about 50 meters of damage range and 1400 meters of bullet velocity, so it's not too big of a loss here, but just keep that in mind, this does make the weapon a little worse here. Body, of course, you do want that Liberator barrel to give us that maximum amount of bullet velocity here. This does make it very easy for hit detection with this weapon. Moving to, of course, the bullet velocity number is 1458 meters per second, and that is absolutely lightning fast for hit detection. Then we move to the body. We take that KGB target designator here for a 60% increase to our reveal distance when we are aimed down sight. That gives us those little red dots above people's heads when we are fighting them, which is a nice bonus. Then moving to the underbarrel, again, Spetsnaz speed grip, 5% sprinting movement speed, and 15% horizontal recoil control. Moving on, magazine, we do take a standard 40 round mag, so we don't reduce our aim down sight speed, but you can take something a little bit bigger, but you do have to adjust your handle attachment. Then the handle, as we said, that Serpent Wrap, 25% increase to that aim down sight speed. If you do take a larger magazine, you will definitely want to run the Gru Elastic Wrap to compensate for the aim down sight speed loss from the larger magazine. And then lastly, the KGB skeletal stock here, 30% sprint to fire speed and 40% aim walking movement speed is fantastic to round out this class setup. Moving on again to another 8 attachment class setup, we do have one of my favorite and most easy weapons to use in the entire game, that is the XM4. I know the time to kill is slightly slower than something like a Fara and an AK, but those things are super strong. I think it sits at about 330 milliseconds, which is a little slow. Again, the secondary is whatever you do prefer it to be. We like an AM63, we're not going to go over that. Stim shot, Semtex, and the field microphone in the middle 3 slots. Gunfighter again for this class setup. I feel like it is a little janky to make a 5 attachment XM4, so we do go with 8 here. Our gunfighter perks are Flak Jacket, Scavenger, and Ninja here. So as I said, the XM4 is a slightly slower killing weapon, which is not ideal, but most gunfights don't occur within a vacuum. And usually with the XM4, the time to kill is fast enough that you can kill most people straight up in gunfights. So just keep that in mind here. It is slightly slower in terms of that actual raw number, but it doesn't usually make too much of a difference. So the attachments that we do have to go with here are, of course, 8 of them. And we start off again with that Microflex LED. The iron sights on this thing are okay. I don't really prefer them, so we do again take a Microflex LED here. Moving on, we do have again the infantry compensator for the 12% increase to that vertical recoil control. This does keep our shots down. A nice little boost. Moving on, we do have the barrel here for the Ranger barrel. We do have a 100% increase to our bullet velocity. This does actually take our bullet velocity to 1314 meters per second, which is a really nice boost for hit detection. Again, this does get those bullets on target as fast as possible. Then the body again for the SOF target designator for that reveal distance when we are aimed down sight. Moving on, we do have again the underbarrel SFOD speed grip, sprinting movement speed, and horizontal recoil control. Boost do keep us on target and allow us to move around the map more quickly. Similar again, 40 round mag, 40 round speed mag, 50 round mag, salvo 50 round mag, whatever you want in the magazine slot. But again, keep in mind you will have to change your grip attachment. Handle attachment, Serpent Wrap, 25 aim down sight speed, nice boost. But again, keep in mind the airborne elastic wrap if you do change your mag. And then to round this off again, we do have the Raider pad for the 30% increase to our sprint to fire speed, as well as 40% aim walking movement speed does get us moving around the map more easily and get those sights up when we are sprinting. Moving on, we do have a very popular weapon in this game, the AK74u. This thing absolutely shreds people up close. I think if you are landing some headshots, you're getting like 150 millisecond time to kill, which is absolutely absurd in terms of speed in this game. Again, your secondary can be whatever you want it to be. So you can take like a launcher, even a goofy special weapon. If you want to run a nail gun here, feel free, man. The nail gun's actually really fun. The tactical, the lethal, and the field upgrade, as we have presented previously, Stim Shot, Semtex, and Field Microphone. Wildcard, only 5 attachments on this class setup, so we go with Perk Greed here, and that is Flak Jacket, Forward Intel, Scavenger, Tracker, Ghost, and Ninja here. So again, as I said, the AK74u does allow us to get a ridiculously fast time to kill here, man. This thing is absolutely lightning fast. 150 milliseconds if you land some headshots is ridiculous. So again, we start off with that muzzle, we go with that Spetsnaz compensator here for a 12% increase to our vertical recoil control. The body that we want to go with, as usual, is of course the Task Force barrel. For a damage increase, this does allow us to get that 3-shot kill if we do include a couple of headshots, nice boost, as well as bullet velocity and damage range increases here. Then the underbarrel, we just go with the standard foregrip here for 18% increase to our horizontal recoil control without the negatives from the Spetsnaz speed grip, which decreases our movement speed, shooting movement speed, and aim walking movement speeds. Moving on, we do have the handle, again, the Serpent Wrap for that 25% increase to that aim down sight speed, and then the stock, again, the KGB skeletal stock, we do get the sprint to fire speed as well as that aim walking movement speed. But again, you can switch this out if you do prefer for something like a larger magazine. But then again, you will have to switch up your grip attachment slightly. Moving on, again, what I believe is one of the best weapons in the game in my opinion, and I did a poll from you guys, and as you can see here, the LC10 is right up there in terms of one of the best weapons in the game. Anyway, moving on, we do have again our secondary, whatever you want it to be, whether it's a shotgun, pistol, whatever. Then, of course, the tactical, Stim Shot, Semtex, and the field microphone. These options are as you see fit, whatever you prefer. Then the wild card, we only need 5 attachments on an LC10, so again, Perk Greed gives us those 6 perks, makes us very strong in this game. And that's Flak Jacket, Forward Intel, Tracker, Scavenger, Ninja, and Ghost here. So again, the LC10's attachments, it does have a 300 millisecond time to kill out to about 19 meters or so, which does compete with the AK47 and the Fara. And then outside of those distances, after 19 meters, the time to kill does actually drop to 375 milliseconds, which is definitely slower, but it is probably the best long-range option at an SMG class setup. I mean, you're not really supposed to be fighting at long ranges with SMGs anyway, but if you really need to fight at slightly longer distances, the LC10 will definitely get the job done for you. Of course, the attachments that we want to go with are some that we have presented previously with the infantry compensator or the sound suppressor. You can pretty much pick and choose here whatever you do prefer. Again, the barrel is the task force variety for giving us that extra little punch to our damage. Effective damage range and bullet velocity is really nice for hit detection. Then the underbarrel, just a straight up foregrip again, as we talked about with the AK74u. Reducing those movement speed stats, kinda bad. You don't really want to do that, so just a straight up foregrip for a nice amount of recoil control. Then the handle, again, that serpent wrap 25 aim down side speed, super nice boost here to get those sights up. Similar to how we have talked about previously, Raider stock as well for the sprinter fire speed and aim walking movement speed, but if you don't feel like you need that, you can take a magazine, and the 52 round fast mag is absolutely fantastic for this weapon. Then the Bullfrog we do have here, this class setup is basically a pocket-sized SMG/LMG hybrid, a really fun weapon to run around with, easy to control recoil, and absolutely ridiculously large magazine here. Again, your secondary, whatever you want it to be, this is up to you. Simshot, Semtex, and the jammer here, whether that be a field microphone, jammer, salt pack, whatever you want. Perk greed, again, for having 6 perks, we don't need 8 attachments on the Bullfrog, so 6 perks are going to be Flak Jacket, Forward Intel, Assassin, or Tracker, and then Scavenger as well. And then Ninja and Ghost here to round that out. The Bullfrog, as I said, does feature a very cool set of attachments here. So the attachments, again, for the Spetsnaz compensator, 12% recoil control, or again, the sound suppressor if you do feel like losing a little bit of damage range while being stealthy as well. Again, that takes our damage range to 25 meters, which is still really nice for an SMG. Then the barrel, again, that task force variety does give us that 3% increase to our damage, which is not too significant of a deal here, but we do get damage range, we do get bullet velocity here for hit detection, and of course, being able to fight at slightly longer distances. Moving on here, again, the Spetsnaz grip here is the one that we go with here to give us the most amount of recoil control for a 6% increase to our vertical and 20% horizontal. This is an absolute laser beam with this attachment. Then the handle, again, serpent wrap increase, or the grew elastic wrap for that aim down side speed. And then you can pick and choose whether you want the nose stock for the sprinter fire speed, or whether you want an absolutely ridiculous 85 round fast mag for an SMG. That's hilarious. I really do like running around having the most amount of bullets to fire with this thing, so just keep this in mind. 85 round fast mag is a lot of fun here. The KSP is one of the fastest killing weapons in the game in the SMG category. We do get a 200-ish, 210, 220 millisecond time to kill with the KSP if you are getting that one burst kill. Again, the secondary, AM63, whatever you do want this to be, this is up to you, of course. Shotgun launcher. Similar to that, the tactical, the lethal, and the field upgrade, as I have mentioned already 6 times, these are up to you. Stimshot, Semtex, and the field microphone is my preferred class setup. Then perk greed, of course, giving us 6 of those very powerful perks. We do not need 8 attachments on a KSP. Again, Flak Jacket, Forward Intel, Assassin, Tracker, or Scavenger, Ninja, and Ghost here. And as for those attachments here, we really only care about maximizing that one burst kill distance, which is really nice here. Being able to get that 210, 220 millisecond time to kill is so super strong here. So the attachments are actually going to be slightly different here. We do start off with that muzzle. We actually have the agency suppressor. We do actually need a little bit of extra vertical recoil control here, because missing your burst here is really bad. And that's pretty much all you have to say about this thing. Get a nice muzzle flash concealment, but the recoil control is a really nice boost here. In the barrel slot, we do actually have the task force variety here for increasing and maximizing our one-shot kill distances and damage and bullet velocity values. This is really nice. We do take the field agent grip here for a 6% increase to our vertical recoil control and 20% horizontal recoil control. Again, this is all about hitting as many one bursts as possible, and this combination of an agency suppressor as well as the field agent grip does give us the best chance at hitting those shots here. Then the handle, as we have mentioned already, the serpent wrap is a little better than the airborne elastic wrap for fighting up close. And then the stock, the Raider stock or the nose stock is definitely up to you here. I actually prefer the nose stock sometimes because the aim down sight speed, the movement speed, that's a little janky sometimes with this particular class setup, but if you're actually decent at the game, the Raider stock is probably the better option here. Moving on to what I believe is the best 3-burst tactical rifle in the game. Great long distance combat with the Carv.2. I know you can actually get a 1-burst kill with the M16, but if you are fighting at slightly longer distances, the Carv.2 is actually going to be a little bit better here. You're going to get a decently fast time to kill here with that absolutely insane fire rate on this thing, as well as a guaranteed 2-burst kill out to about 50-60 meters, I believe, which is really powerful here. So just keep that in mind. Again, pick and choose whatever secondary you do prefer here, whether that be a launcher, secondary pistols, whatever you want. Again, Stimshot, Semtex, and the jammer or the field microphone, your preferred choices. For greed, we only need 5 attachments on this particular tactical rifle, so Flak Jacket, Forward Intel, Scavenger, Tracker, Ninja, and Ghost here. Again, the Carv.2 is a very powerful weapon and definitely underappreciated appreciated. If you've not tried this out, make sure you unlock it, level it up here. There's definitely an interesting weapon. So again, the attachments on the Carv.2 are a little different. We start off with that silencer for the muzzle flash concealment. Then we move to the barrel for the task force variety. This does increase our damage slightly. You're not going to get a one burst kill with this barrel, but it does give us that extra punch to mean if we do hit those shots, we're going to get a kill here. You can take a titanium barrel if you do want to increase that time to kill up close. This is fairly important for fighting at close ranges, but just keep this in mind here. Then the underbarrel, the SFOD speed grip does increase our sprinting movement speed by 5%, and then a 15% increase to horizontal recoil control does help combat the increase that we have taken from, of course, the task force barrel. Moving on, we do have the handle. As we mentioned previously, serpent wrap does increase our aim down sight speed by 25%, and then the stock, the SAS combat stock for the 10% increase to our shooting movement speed. This is a very, very important stat here, as well as 50% aim walking movement speed is also very, very nice for moving us around the map. Moving on to one of the new weapons in this particular season, the MG82 is one of the most fun weapons that you can use, a lightning fast LMG here. Anyway, again, the secondary, whatever you want it to be, we do get a ridiculously fast time to kill up close with the MG82. So you can take a launch if you feel like being the ultimate support player. Again, stim shot, semtex, and field microphone. Perk grid, we only need 5 attachments on this LMG class, which is kind of unusual here. So flak jacket, forward intel, scavenger, tracker, ninja, and ghost here. And the attachments on the MG82 are a little different. We have taken the task force barrel on most of these class setups here, and then this is no different. 10% increase to our damage, as well as 100% increase to our damage range, as well as 38% increase to our bullet velocity. These numbers are really, really nice here. Moving on, we do actually have the muzzle here. The infantry compensator is a really nice option to help keep those shots down, but this thing doesn't have too much recoil as it is. If you do prefer having more bullets, you can drop the infantry compensator here and take a magazine. We really like the Salvo 150 round fast mag, so just keep this in mind here. In the underbarrel slot, we are going for the SFOD speed grip here. The 12% increase to our sprinting movement speed does get us around the map more quickly, as well as that recoil control increase of 15%. Move on to the handle. We do take that airborne elastic wrap for the most amount of aim down sight speed here, which does take our aim down sight speed to 466 milliseconds, which is the larger magazine. Then the stock, we do take the SAS combat stock for the 10% shooting movement speed increase, as well as 75% increase to our aim walking movement speed. This is an absolutely massive boost here. And the last weapon that we do have on our list here, we are featuring the Swiss K31, because there's quickscopers out there, guys. You love quickscoping in this game. So many people just run around with a very fast aim down sight speed on their sniper. Again, we do typically want to run a close range option just in case we run out of sniper bullets, or we do think we need to take somebody out with our pistols. Again, take whatever you prefer in this slot though. Again, stim shot, semtex, and the field microphone, again, very powerful options. And then in the wildcard slot, perk grid, we do only need 5 attachments on this thing, so 6 perks: flak jacket, forward intel, scavenger, tracker, ninja, and ghost here. Again, the attachments are, of course, the Tiger Team barrel to give us the most amount of damage here, 20% increase, as well as 30% fire rate and 23% bullet velocity. Then the underbarrel, we want that infiltrated grip as well for the 5% movement speed increases across the board for movement speed, shooting movement speed, and aim walking movement speed. Then the magazine, we want 8 rounds here. I think with the Tiger Team barrel, this does actually take our magazine down to 7, which is still an increase over the stock. Then the handle, serpent wrap for a 14% increase to our aim down sight speed here. This thing is absolutely ridiculous in terms of aim down sight speed. Super, super fast here. We look 516 milliseconds, super lightning fast for a sniper in this game. And then the stock, the Raider stock, does give us, of course, that sprint to fire speed increase of 30%, as well as 40% aim walking movement speed is a nice little boost here as well. So as we showed off there, guys, that is 10 of the best class setups before the mid-season update in Cold War Season 4. I think these class setups are some of the absolute best in the game. If you do think I missed out on something, make sure you do let me know in the comments, and we will definitely make a video on whatever you prefer. And again, thank you very much for watching this one. Make sure you hit that subscribe button with those notifications turned on if you've not already done so. I do massively appreciate it, and it really does help me out. And again, I will see you in the next video. Bye!